Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Fumoto F133N oil drain valve. So if you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So I'll be installing this on my 2000 Land Cruiser with the 2UZF V8 engine. Let me get this open so we can take a look. We have a thank you card, we have some tubing, here's the valve itself. So I've been using Fumoto valves for a number of years now. I have them on multiple cars. I personally have never had any fail or had any issues with any of them. So this threads into your oil pan in place of your drain plug. And then when you want to drain the oil, you just turn this. So actually it's currently open. So I'll close it. So the spring fits in that recess. To drain it, you pull this up and then move it down, and then that drains. Now this does come with a clip here you can put on as an extra precaution, and then it has this plug you can put over the end like so. I didn't put that on all the way. Now the earlier models didn't come with the clip or those. I'm not sure exactly why you need those. You would potentially want to put that cap on here if you want this clean, if you're going to do oil samples, and that is an advantage of this. When you have this in, at any time you can go here and take a little bit of an oil sample and then send it off to a lab for analysis. So when you install this, it does have this washer here, so you don't want to use the crush washer you typically use on your oil drain plug. So you take the plug out, you screw this in, then on your next oil change you can pull this clip off and drain the oil out. Now this has the long nozzle on it, so you can put a tube on there. Now this is a tight fit. Typically when this is hot, like after you warm your car up before changing the oil, you can move this around like so and slip it on there easier. So if possible, a lot of times I'll take this and I'll cut it down to the length I need so it just fits inside of an oil jug. So I can put the tube on here, put an oil jug under the tube, and drain it right into the oil jug, and I don't have to use a drain pan. Now typically I'll have to use a drain pan for the oil filter, but it's just one less thing to deal with. So I'm going to head out to my Land Cruiser and I'll get this installed. Okay, so I'm under the engine and there's an access cover here. It's missing on my car, but if you have that, you'll remove it. So we can see here we have an oil drain plug. That's 14 millimeter. I'm going to remove that and drain all of the oil. Now I'm not going to be covering all the safety issues with working on your car. If you don't know how to do that, then research that before you attempt replacing this. But I currently have this up on some ramps. I have the parking brake on and I have a wheel chock. So I'll get this drained out, then we'll install the Fumoto valve. Okay, so the oil's mostly finished draining, so I can thread the Fumoto valve on now. I have that gasket on there. And I want to tighten this down with a 19 millimeter wrench. So the flats here are 19 millimeters. Now before you put the Fumoto valve on, the crush washer is stuck to the oil pan. So I'm just going to take a tool up next to it and I'll tap it like a screwdriver or something and I'll knock it off of there. So this is kind of a tight fit. But I'm just going to wrench it on until it's tight. Okay, so I have the valve completely tightened down. It was a little tricky to get it started on there. I was actually a little worried I was cross-threaded, but I kept at it, and it was just a tight fit in there, and it went on smooth. So hopefully that means it's not going to come off easily. So I already had it in the closed position, but if you don't, you want to have it in a closed position, then you can put that little cover on there if you want, and you can finish your oil change, do the oil filter, and refill it with oil. So next time I do an oil change, it's going to be a lot cleaner. For doing this part, the oil filter is still going to be messy. I'll just put a tube on here. I'll drain it right into my container, and this part will be done. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.